Hey there, Wixman Ray here. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2026. This is a good day for me. I'm showing you what we got going on here is our infrared satellite showing you the cloud top temperatures. And this is the West Coast, so I'm showing you a little bit different perspective right now, and then we'll switch it over to what we normally look at. But I just wanted to show you what was going on out here. So we got this system that's starting to move into California here, and you're seeing a lot of showers. Maybe looks like some thunderstorms too across parts of. I think that's up into Oregon, maybe in Northern California, and back into Western Nevada. A little bit of thunder out there. Um, so yeah, and then we got elsewhere. We got some higher clouds spreading across the west where there's not much precipitation. It's just some moisture, higher level moisture out ahead of this system. A few showers up here across Montana. Also, there's a weak wave coming out of Canada there. Um, then you got like this big high pressure over the Pacific here, so which isn't unusual. That's typically you'll see a big high pressure out there from time to time. Big system way out here, but not going to affect us anytime soon, anyways. Then we got this wave down here. Um, It'd be interesting to see if it'll come up and affect maybe the southwest and the southern U.S. again. We'll have to look at our models here and see if there's some energy coming up through the Baja, Mexico over the next couple days. So just thought I'd show you that perspective. So we'll switch it over to this is what we call our goes west and our goes east. Both these are separate satellites that sit over the equator, but they're one sits farther west and farther east, so that you can see different perspectives over the United States and whatnot. So, anyways, so yeah, like we said out here, we got a lot of activity going on. We also got a little disturbance, upper level uh, trough coming out of upper level shortwave trough. I use those interchangeably. Those are two interchangeable words in the weather community. I learned trough in my military days and shortwave trough, so it's all kind of the same. But we got some showers up here. There might be a thunderstorm there in northern Nebraska. There, it's possible. So yeah, and then look at this behind this. Since this front's cleared out, we got this kind of upper level flow pattern that's kind of dipping down from Canada and kind of going like this. So that's brought all that cool air across the eastern half of the U.S. So it's a nice and clear, beautiful day for most of the central and southern plains and back through parts of the south and the Midwest here. Really nice weather. We do have this front that's moved offshore now. There's still some lingering showers near the coast, I think in North or South Carolina. There might be there's a couple little weak waves too out here. I think there might be some weak showers with that. Nothing really important. This front's already pushed all the way down into South Florida. There's some showers and maybe a couple rumbles of thunder going across that area as that front travels through that area. And then we still got this old low pressure that was sitting back here, slowly moving off to the northeast and weakening, but we're still seeing the effects across the Great Lakes here, especially from Ohio eastward towards New York and Pennsylvania. A little bit of spots of light rain or rain showers. Same thing up into the northeast. So just kind of a cloudy, mostly cloudy, unsettled, showery day, and cool too. So, like I said, this eastern half of the country has been fairly cool over the past several days. All right, that's it for our satellite view. I'll take you here to our observations. Very warm up there. Yakima 82. It's in the 70s in Seattle. I can't read that. That's 72 degrees. Beautiful, man. And it's 7 o'clock out there, so beautiful evening out there. 74 in Portland, 73 in Medford. So there's some showers out here to the kind of to the west or to the east of like Portland and Eugene and Medford, but there is a little bit of rain out there. And then there's some over towards Reno and western Nevada. Yeah, there might be a couple thunderstorms embedded in that, nothing too significant. Um, Yeah, Northern California's got some 60s and 70s, 80s through the Central Valley. Almost 90 there. What's that place? Bakersfield? Yeah, almost 89 at 7 o'clock at night. So it's getting a little warm out there. In the 90s out here. Got up to 91 in Phoenix. So pretty warm. Not bad. Not as bad in Phoenix, or not Phoenix, Vegas. 84. So not too bad there. Up by the Grand Canyon, it's 62 degrees. So beautiful evening out there. Where it's about 8 o'clock Mountain Time Zone. I don't know which time zone Arizona is in. They don't switch, so I don't know what they're in. But yeah, there's still a few lingering weak showers across Arizona and New Mexico. Nothing significant, but maybe someone got some sprinkles today out of that, or a little shower. As we head to the east, kind of coolish day, coolish evening. It's 9 o'clock Central Time out here, so it's in the 60s. 71 in Dallas, Fort Worth. Very kind of cool across the southeast in the 50s right now this evening as we're heading towards 10 o'clock the Eastern Time Zone. So a little chilly behind that front, like I said. Here's those showers and storms across. Looks like from Fort Myers, just south of what's this place called, Venice. So through that general area, south of Tampa, anyways. What is this? What are the Placida? I don't know this part of Punta Gorda. So yeah. So yeah, they're getting some showers and stuff around there, and then over towards Vero Beach area. So northern half of Florida is pretty nice, 60s and 70s behind that front. Still 80s, low 80s, 84 at Key West. So beautiful day to be down there. Looks like it's pretty humid air, but that's nothing new for them probably. Yeah, so very pleasant across the southeast if you like cool sweater. That's probably jacket weather for them. Those couple of waves we saw, there's some showers across South Carolina and back into Tennessee. Still, yeah, a little bit of rain along coast near the coast of North Carolina, but nothing too heavy. Yeah, there's this is most of this is clouds. This is real weak returns. Maybe there's some sprinkles coming out. 40s and 50s back up through here, so definitely chilly air. Got some areas of rain, pockets of rain across the northeast and 40s, lower to mid 40s. So, yep, that's kind of how it's been out there. Just kind of a raw day. This is actually looks like maybe a weak little cold front coming down. Got some showers up through Minnesota and UP of Michigan into northern Wisconsin. Really light stuff. Um, but even back here, it's in the 60s, a couple 50s here and there. But yeah, like I said, the eastern half of the country is pretty chilly. You got to go out west, to find the relatively warmer weather, and or down to South Florida, even South Texas is around 70. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I guess that's nice, but for them that might be cool because they're probably used to it being 90 or 80 or something. Sorry, had to get me a drink. My throat's drying up. It's been The humidity level's been down for the past 3 or 4 days out here in the Central Plains, and so which I love. I love it when I'm not a lover of humidity. I grew up in the desert, so I've never really been a fan of the humidity, but I can deal with it, I guess. When I lived in Louisiana, they had different levels of humidity. It was like humid, and then like I forget all the words they use, and then it was oppressive, and it was down. You go like down to southern Louisiana, that's like the worst humidity you ever felt in your life. Anyway, so I'm sure there's worse places on the earth, but that's it for the observations. Whoops, whoops, I hit the wrong thing. I want to update this, but because I forgot to do it before I logged on here with you guys. Okay, so as you can see, we'll start out west. We've got that. Let's just give you a perspective of the upper level. We're not going to go too deep into it, but there's that low. See, come on, I touched that. Yeah, there's an upper low that's coming on shore. It looks like it's still offshore actually. Looks like Sunday night into Monday morning it comes into California. But see all that energy? that's going to bring all that rain across, it looks like maybe even down in Southern California and Utah, Nevada, out towards Colorado. Yeah. But I'm just kind of looking. It looks like there's some energy that comes. Yeah, there's that. I think that's that wave we saw that that's out there. It looks like it comes towards the coast as a low pressure. And this is sometimes a common thing. You'll get one of those, and they turn into what they call a cutoff low, or it stalls out. So that's almost what it looks like it's trying to do. And when that happens, the models usually don't handle it very well. So I mean, this is all the way through the week, and so, but that's something to watch there. That feature we saw out over the southern Pacific there, coming towards the Baja in Mexico and the Southwest. So they may bring some more rain out there. We still see this kind of broad trough across the north. Um, that's the reinforcing shot. This is the one that's here now, and that kind of moves away, and then we get another reinforcing shot. Kind of reorients a little bit. It's not as far south, so I think that they'll keep the cooler air up into the northern, third or quarter of the country. So from the north, maybe the Great Lakes to the northern plains, maybe northeast a little bit. But yeah, so anyways, so we'll go back to our surface. I don't want to get too down in the weeds with that one. I just want to kind of show you the general pattern. So yeah, we got the showers out west here, and then that looks like that little wave up in Montana. This stuff we saw in New Mexico and eastern Arizona, and then this little weak front that's coming out of Canada. But there's a stronger one up back here. You can't quite see it. That might be part of it there, but that'll come down and that'll bring an even better chance of some storms and rain as we get into the week next week. So, and here's that front. So as we move in through tomorrow, it looks like it spins up, kind of keeps the northeast, at least Maine and maybe Cape Cod, a little wet through tomorrow. A little bit of wind, a little bit breezy too. That low really winds up. That's typical. It gets caught up in that warm Gulf Stream, and when that energy goes over the warm waters, it'll undergo cyclogenesis, which means it strengthens. The low strengthens rapidly, and so it's called cyclogenesis in the meteorological world. So, yep. And it looks like this cold front kind of turns in kind of stationary across South Florida. So it looks like through tomorrow it's going to be some at least periods of showers, if not completely wet, across South Florida there tomorrow. And yeah, we still see some way that this is that wave we saw over here that's coming across the Great Lakes. So there'll be some rain even down into Illinois and Indiana, some spotty showers. Here's that thing that was up in Montana. It moves into Nebraska and South Dakota. And here's that next front here. We see it showing up on Sunday up just to our north with our northern neighbors. You see a few showers popping up over the Rockies tomorrow. So, and that's because you're getting this instability from this low pressure moving off the Pacific there. So as we go into Monday, so you kind of have two features. You have this, and it looks like there's this is the this is kind of part of that front, and they're getting some rain and even snow, at least maybe mountain snow back in Montana and parts of the Dakotas along the tail end of that cold front. But yeah, across the west, spotty areas of showers. There might be some thunderstorms out there, especially out, Nevada. I don't know if it'll be unstable enough across California, but there'll be some thunderstorms out underneath this. Here's that front. Not too much. Most of the precip on Mondays up into the thing until that showed up. So in the afternoon and evening, we see the rain developing. This is mostly going to be like showers and thunderstorms, so convective development from, say Wisconsin, Maine, or not Maine, Michigan, sorry, through, gosh dang it, man, I am having issues. Okay, it's time to call it a night. And then through Iowa and Nebraska, yeah, and then you still see this stuff out here in the west. That kind of gets a little more numerous. Monday afternoon. Looks like there's some energy out ahead of it, so there might be some thunderstorms there, isolated or scattered thunderstorms out from Illinois up towards Ohio and even up into maybe even into New York. Here's this front kind of washes out on Monday. There still might be some lingering showers across South Florida. Gosh, dang it. I got such a big mouse pad thing here. I'm sorry I'm complaining, but every time I hit it, it wants to do one of these what they call soundings. So like if you point and click like right there, that's what you get, and it'll. This is something forecasters use, but I don't need to use that. I probably should use a different thing. Maybe I will. Or maybe I'll start using something else so I don't have that problem all the time. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. And so as we go, it looks like as we go through the night, it really breaks out. Thunderstorms expand into Missouri and into Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, through the Midwest. So we got a low pressure developing down there near southern Kansas, Oklahoma area. Yeah, so this front's gonna bring another shot of cold air, at least to the northern states up here, and maybe a little bit cooler here, but not as cool as it has been this week. So as we go into Tuesday, that front kind of slowly inches his way south and east, so may see some showers and thunderstorms from the Great Lakes down through the Midwest and through parts of Missouri, even down into North Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. So maybe I think there's a threat of some severe on Monday and Tuesday. Probably not a real big threat, but we'll see what there's if they're saying anything for Monday. And then here you go out west. It's getting a lot of showers and high mountain snows here from that low pressure on Tuesday. Still some lingering stuff across South Florida. There's some rain, so we'll see if that pans out. Looks like another wave up in Canada, but that kind of stays up there. As we go through Wednesday, so this front slowly, so it's going to be wet, kind of wet through the northeast as you go into, the like Tuesday and Wednesday, especially Wednesday. And that front kind of drags down here. Looks like you have some thunderstorms. Um, you have some more rain breaking out. That's because this lows coming out of, look at all that snow in Colorado, man. They're showing some cold air, man. They might, look at that. They might get some snow in Denver. Look at that. Wow. Eastern Colorado on, what is that, late Tuesday? Tuesday night, Wednesday morning? I'll have to keep an eye on that. But, yeah. So watch out for snow in Colorado. Even Denver might get some snow, maybe. We'll see. For the first week of May, guess that's not unheard of. They tend to get crazy stuff out there. Yeah, it looks like that wave moves out into the plains and may bring some rain to Kansas, Missouri, and maybe parts eastward into Illinois and Iowa, and even Nebraska. So yeah, so that'll be something to watch. That's as far as we'll go with this. We'll look at our Storm Prediction Center outlook. Um, I'm not going to show you tonight. There's nothing. Just the ongoing stuff. So yeah, there's still a little marginal risk from across Missouri and Illinois, and that's for tomorrow, right? Yeah, Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday, and and then yeah, and then Monday, that's when that front gets invigorated. So they're just going marginal from eastern Kansas. So like from Kansas City, maybe I don't know if Wichita is quite in it, but St. Louis, Kansas City, up near Chicago and Indianapolis, and up near some of these populated areas in Ohio and southern Michigan may have a chance of slight risk, or not a slight risk, but a couple isolated severe storms on Monday. So I doubt they have anything for the. No, they actually do on day 4. So yeah, they're thinking. So here we go. So day 4, kind of near the Arklatex, like northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, Arkansas, and kind of a sliver of northwest Louisiana, not too far from Shreveport. And day 5, you got eastern Texas through Louisiana, Mississippi, southern Arkansas, and parts of Alabama. So that would be Monday and Tuesday. Or wait, what are we on? No, that's Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, sorry. Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, so there's a chance. So they're going for, so I guess the instability picks up and there's some energy. I didn't look at the upper level flow. I didn't go that far with you guys. I think I kind of showed you it a little bit, but rushed through it. But yeah, so there might be some severe weather cross coming down with this front, this stronger front that's coming down through midweek. So across the plains and through the south. So, anyways, that's what it's looking like. I thought there was something else I was going to show, but I think we're done. So, oh yeah, I was gonna look at something. So for Sunday, because I wanted to see what they were, because they had okay, that was where that slight risk. That's that first wave. Yeah, we saw that yesterday. So yeah, across Missouri and Illinois. So yeah, there might be marginal risk of. I think it's supposed to get up to 80 here, but the problem I see here is this is dry flow. There's not going to be a lot of moisture, so I guess this could be maybe some higher base with maybe some cloudbursts, like some gusty winds, like you get out west all the time. Because the Gulf's definitely not open. It's cut off. When you have this high pressure like this, because the high pressure is kind of from here all the way across the south, that cuts off the moisture from the Gulf. So that one key ingredient for thunderstorms is not completely there. I mean, they do have some moisture, but yeah, not deep moisture anyways. So yeah, so I'm just curious now that they're showing that what they're because they usually do the threat. So the wind threat. So yeah, wind. It's mainly wind and hail. I could see the wind, maybe hail, but it's kind of lacking for moisture. But we'll see. Okay. Well, that's all I've got, folks. That's my professional forecast opinion based on my 30 years of experience in the weather field, being a meteorologist. And by the way, I am a meteorologist. I'm a degree meteorologist. I've been doing this for 30 plus years, so I got lots of experience. It's just not me just talking here. So, anyways, hey, I appreciate y'all. I know I jabber sometimes. Yeah, I'm not the best with words sometimes either, as you notice. Sometimes I struggle to get the words out. That's because my brain, I think, works faster than my mouth. I've never been skilled with that, although I've worked on it over the years. But anyways, that's just me talking. So, anyways, hey, I appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe. I'm here to teach you about weather and share my knowledge, my passion about weather with y'all, and what I know, and give you my take on the forecast. So, this is Wixman Ray out.